Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Moda here with OddsJam, coming to you, giving you some sharp anytime touchdown scorer bets for the Thursday night showdown between the Chiefs and the Chargers. Obviously, we got a great game on store for Thursday night. We have a high over-under at 54.5. It's the highest total of week one, which means that we'll be able to find some pretty awesome touchdown scorer props, which also means that a lot of touchdowns should be scored. And what's pretty cool is for completely free, you can use the OddsJam line shopping tool to view the best odds specifically for anytime touchdown scorer props. And you can identify opportunities in which you are getting a value depending on the bet that you're placing. So if you go to sports, NFL, you choose the game. I'll actually show you how to get exactly to it. So you go to sports, you go to NFL, and then you click into the game that you're looking to bet. In this case, obviously, it's Chiefs versus Chargers. And then in this little search bar here has all the different markets for a game. So if you just type in touchdown, we want the anytime touchdown scorer. Obviously, as you saw, there are like total touchdowns. That's for the game. Then we have player passing, player rushing, player receiving. Ton of different props, but we want the anytime touchdown scorer. And as you can see, 4 books are currently giving us odds for this: FanDuel, Caesars, DraftKings, BetRivers. And what we're looking for here is the team that has, or the player that has a true value on their touchdown scoring prop. What's awesome about this page using OddsJam to find these plays is it gives you the best odds and then it gives you the average odds. So you can tell which play has a pretty ridiculous outlier depending on the book. So here's one: Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Every other book has it plus 115, minus 115. That's insane value at minus 115. And then plus 116. And then all the way up at plus 140 is Caesars. That's an insane value right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that one in. All right, and here we have it up. Player to score a touchdown, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, plus 140. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. I'm going to put a half unit on this one, lock this one in on Caesars. I also really like this one for football reasons. If my location ever gets confirmed. Perfect. Here we go. Place bet. Clyde Edwards-Helaire looked really good last week. He only had a handful of touches, but that game was also a blowout pretty much after the first quarter. They started putting their garbage time players in. Isaac Pacheco got huge run. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire scored the Chiefs' second and third touchdown. So before the game was completely out of reach, Clyde Edwards-Helaire got a ton of work, a ton of red zone work, and literally scored 2 touchdowns. So now that he is getting a lot more run as their starter, getting work in the red zone, I think that's insane value. But the main reason why I like it, the handicapping purpose obviously doesn't hurt, knowing that he scored twice last week, that he got a ton of work with the starters. Obviously, that helps a lot. But the real reason why I like this one, just look at this value, man. FanDuel plus 115. DraftKings, pretty sharp book. DraftKings, despite how popular they are, they're pretty sharp. They have it for minus money. They think that the more likely scenario is that Clyde scores a touchdown at minus 115. And then BetRivers has it pretty much where FanDuel does at plus 116. But this plus 140 on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, just a ridiculous outlier, which shows me that there's value on this one. So he is my first bet to score a touchdown. Another one that I really like, both for handicapping and for math reasons, is Mike Williams to get into the end zone at plus 145. This one is on FanDuel. So let me go ahead and lock this one in. Anytime touchdown scorer, Mike Williams. Another half unit. Nope, not my free play. I'm going to put another half unit on this one. 2 bets. Similar logic, not as good of a value in terms of outlier, but I still do like this one. So again, we got it at plus 145 on FanDuel. Caesars has it at plus 119, DraftKings at plus 125, and BetRivers at plus 110. So still a pretty ridiculous value getting him at plus 145. The average odds on this one are at plus 125, and that includes the odds at plus 145. So if you average out these two, it's like plus 120, something like that, the average. So pretty good value. Mike Williams, the reason why I like this one, he's known as being a pretty streaky receiver. Like, he started off the year last year, absolute gangbusters. He scored 6 touchdowns in the Chargers' first 5 games, scored a touchdown in 4 of those 5 games. 2 of those games, he scored double-digit touchdowns. And then after that, he only scored 3 the rest of the way. So pretty streaky receiver. But for this game specifically, number one, obviously, we're expecting a lot of points, right? 54.5. That's the highest over-under of week 1, as I mentioned. And Keenan Allen is out for this game. So you figure that Justin Herbert's favorite target is going to be Mike Williams. Justin Herbert is an insane touchdown throwing quarterback. Mike Williams, his bread and butter, his best skill set is as a jump ball red zone receiver. He's good on deep balls because he can high point the ball. He's very good with the ball in the air. He's also 6'4" with good leaping ability. So all in all, that equates to some pretty good odds to get a touchdown, and we're getting it at plus 145, which I think is a really good value. I looked up the stats. Mike Williams has only played in 2 games without Keenan Allen on the Chargers. Now, technically it's been 3, but one of them was a meaningless Week 17 game back in 2020, so I don't put any stock into that one. It was 2 games last year. Mike Williams had a total of 12 catches on 13 targets for just under 170 yards, and he scored 1 touchdown in those 2 games. So we have a pretty small sample size, but we do have a sample of Mike Evans getting into the end zone half the time Keenan Allen doesn't play. When you consider everything, Herbert being as good as he is, Mike Williams being presumably the number 1 target for Herbert in this game, and such a high over-under, I think that Mike Williams at plus 145 is a great value. Of course, the reason why I really like this one was because of the math that I found it on OddsJam, it being such a big outlier, but the handicapping stuff doesn't help. So let me add both of these to my bet tracker, click save. On this one, go back to Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I forgot to do that on this one. So those are the 2 that I really like. Another player that I think has a good bet to score a touchdown, but obviously the odds aren't great, is Travis Kelce at minus 145. Travis Kelce, without Tyreek Hill, should figure to score even more touchdowns. He's going back to last year in the regular season. He scored a touchdown in 4 straight games. So while the odds obviously aren't ideal on this one, I do think it's worth putting some on Travis Kelce. So I like putting a full unit on this one. Travis Kelce to score a touchdown. We're still getting an outlier, betting it at minus 145 on FanDuel. Caesars has it at minus 170. DraftKings at minus 160. BetRivers closer to these books at minus 157. Obviously closer to DraftKings at minus 160. And I don't love the odds, but I think this one is such a good bet. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. So 3 official touchdown scorer bets. If we hit 2 of them, we profit. Doesn't matter what 2. I'm hoping we go 3 for 3. That's going to be it. So Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown score. Let me add this one to my bet tracker. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, anytime touchdown score. And Mike Williams, anytime touchdown score. The handicapping for Travis Kelce, I know I didn't say a ton about it. Figure I don't need to. He's Patrick Mahomes' favorite target. Mahomes has averaged over 2.5 touchdowns in his career in September. He's just an insane touchdown thrower in September. It's ridiculous. Counting on Kelce to get one. The odds are reflecting it as the more likely scenario, but I still think getting it at minus 145 is good value. So I locked that one in for a full unit, as you saw. And that's going to be it. So those are going to be my 3 picks. Again, last recap, Travis Kelce, Mike Williams, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's it. So if you're tailing these, let me know. Would love to hear it. Let me know what I got right. Let me know what I got wrong. If you have any predictions different than the ones I gave you, totally fine. Let me know. But that's it. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button to the OddsJam YouTube channel to follow along with our picks throughout the NFL season. And that's it. So appreciate you guys watching. Enjoy Thursday Night Football and have a good one.